Ladies and gentlemen, the 54th commencement exercises of Middlesex Community College are now in session.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's right glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 54th commencement exercises of Middlesex Community College. I'm Dr. Stephen Minkler, the College Chief Executive Officer. I have a hard act to follow. Please join me in thanking Christianna Colello for her beautiful rendition of our national anthem, and Peter Galgano, Sergeant E5, United States Marine Corps, and our Middlesex Community College Veterans Outreach Coordinator for standing watch on our campus. That was wonderful. Tonight, we gather as a united community that believes in this college, believes in our mission to put students at the center of all that we do, and believes in each and every member of the class of 2021, all 364 of you. We gather to celebrate your accomplishments, and we gather to graduate you in the formal, time-honored tradition of conferring academic degrees and certificates. When I was preparing my remarks for tonight, I promised myself I wouldn't dwell too much on the topic of COVID. Enough has been said about face masks, social distancing, and vaccines, but here we are, the second year in a row our entire commencement ceremony is not in person. But it is virtual, live on YouTube, Facebook, and the college website. Let's hope this is the last time we have to celebrate this way. On a more serious note, the fact remains that since the class of 2020 graduated last June, nearly 600,000 Americans and over 3.5 million people worldwide have died from this pandemic. On April 29th, Middlesex Community College dedicated its Tree of Hope in memory of those who've lost their lives or have lost a loved one to COVID. The Tree of Hope is a gift donated by Kim Hogan, our Dean of Administration. Kim selected a dogwood tree, which blooms in the spring, as a constant reminder that COVID began having a major impact on our lives in the spring of 2020. You can visit the Tree of Hope on the lawn to the left of the entrance to the lower parking lot across from Chapman Hall. In the spirit of the Tree of Hope, please let's pause just for a moment to remember those lost during the pandemic. Thank you. To the class of 2021, COVID changed your college experience with us. You spent much of the last 3 semesters being online students, even if that wasn't part of your original plan. It wasn't part of our plan either, but we got through it together. At the same time, COVID taught us to think differently and to establish new traditions at Middlesex Community College. We need to be grateful for that and remember not to take things for granted like we may have done in our pre-COVID lives. For example, because we were unable to host an in-person ceremony tonight, we created something called the Congratulatory Cap and Gown Celebration. You saw some highlights of this event at the top of tonight's webcast, and there'll be more video at the end. Over the past 3 days, nearly half of the class of 2021 came to campus for the Cap and Gown celebration. Many of you brought friends, family, balloons, and beautiful floral bouquets. You dressed up in your academic regalia and took photos with each other. You picked up a gift bag of MxCC alumni swag, sampled food truck treats from local vendors, and had your caricatures drawn. The entire team at Middlesex Community College had such a great time seeing all of you. It felt like a large family reunion because that's what we are, all of us. We're the MxCC family. Please help me thank the Commencement Planning Committee and all of the MxCC team members who participated in this week's events. A special thanks goes out to Ms. Sara Perez, Assistant to the Dean, for her creative leadership. Let's also thank the incredible Center for New Media team who are producing tonight's live stream event. They've spent countless hours recording and editing the video presentations you'll see tonight. As for me, I had a blast taking pictures with you. I was able to spend a few minutes with each one of you, and that's something we couldn't do in a traditional ceremony. You and I talked about your time at MxCC and your hopes and dreams for the future. This was an incredible gift to me, to be reminded why I work at a place like Middlesex Community College. I work here because of you. The faculty, staff, and I had a lot of fun, but the congratulatory cap and gown celebration was not about us. It was about you. And here's what I learned about the class of 2021. I learned your loved ones are so incredibly proud of you. I remember the dad who brought a big banner that said, "Congratulations," and we took dozens of photos with his graduate and their entire family. The grandmother who gave a big thumbs up during the photo. The dad who shouted, "I'm so excited," the dad. And the mom who told me that even though her daughter was a good student in high school, she was so impressed with the amazing, mature young woman her daughter has become in the past 2 years. I learned you're great role models for your children. Many of you did homework together, probably sharing computers and tablets since everyone was going to school at home. You showed your children that education is a lifelong journey. You taught them higher education is something that will be part of their future. I remember seeing 2-year-old Luca, who helped our photographer take his mom's picture, and Brianna, a future member of MxCC's class of 2041, who held her mom's diploma while we took pictures together. I learned that most of you in our career programs already have jobs. You're working as veterinary technicians, assistant accountants, video editors, opticians, radiographers, and health information technicians. Good luck to those of you who are taking your board exams this summer. We're confident you'll do well. I learned a few of you actually had COVID, and you've recovered. We are grateful for your return to good health. I learned our honors program students each were accepted at multiple 4-year colleges. And just like many members of the class of 2021, they and you will be transferring to places like UConn, Central Connecticut State University, Boston University, Wesleyan, Trinity, the University of St. Joseph, Roger Williams College, Charter Oak State College, the University of Hartford, and Eastern Connecticut State University. I learned you loved waking up early for a 9 a.m. art class when it's your passion, and stumping your fellow students in games of trivia. I also learned you'll miss the turkey Reubens in Mom's Kitchen, and Buster, Professor Brown's yoga goat. I also learned a few fun facts about the class of 2021. We have the exact same number of graduates as last year, 364, but the class of 2021 has more women, 228, compared to 136 men. The youngest graduate is 17 years old, while the least youngest is 63. One graduate began taking classes at MxCC in the year 1992. Tonight, that person has finished what they started 29 years ago. Congratulations. This year's class includes the very first graduates from the new degree program in Economic Studies. Tonight's graduates include 5 pairs of siblings. 17 graduates are international students, and we're so honored that you have selected to become members of our student body. The Center for Prison Education is a unique partnership among Middlesex Community College, Wesleyan University, and the State Department of Correction. 4 graduates completed their degrees while incarcerated at Cheshire Correctional Institution, and 1 while at York Correctional Institution. They will receive their diplomas at ceremonies to be held inside those prisons at a future time. 2 of our graduates started taking classes while in the Center for Prison Education. They finished their sentences and completed their studies at MxCC after coming home. 1 was accepted to Yale University's Law School Access Program, an innovative pipeline program that serves first-generation, low-income, and underrepresented minority students from Connecticut who wish to pursue a legal degree. Let me repeat that. A member of the class of 2021 started taking classes while in prison, was released, finished her degree at Middlesex, and will be going to Yale Law School. And this year, we have 14 graduates who are veterans of the United States Armed Forces. We salute those graduates who are veterans and those who are in active military service. We honor the sacrifices you and your families have made to defend our country. We also honor those graduates who are first responders in our communities, those who volunteer in service to others, and those of you who work in healthcare, childcare, grocery stores, and other essential services we all needed during the worst of the pandemic. Class of 2021, everyone at the college is proud to have been with you on this portion of your life's journey. You inspired us to work together as one team to focus on student success and educational excellence. We celebrate the higher purpose we serve by creating the college you experienced. Thank you for choosing Middlesex Community College, your future. It is now my honor to introduce the next 2 speakers. First, Dr. Jane Gates, Provost and Interim President of the Connecticut State Colleges and University System, will offer words of congratulations from the CSCU system leadership. And second, Matt Fleury, Chair of the State of Connecticut Board of Regents for Higher Education and an alumnus of Charter Oak State College, will bring greetings from the board.
My name is Dr. Jane Gates, and I'm honored to serve as Interim President of the Connecticut State Colleges and University System. On behalf of CSCU, I want to express my congratulations to the graduating class of 2021 and to express deep admiration for your personal commitment to excellence. You are here because of your perseverance and self-discipline in completing this important event in your lives. I also want to congratulate all your special family members, parents, intimate partners, reliable friends, faculty and staff who have encouraged you and motivated you during your journey to success. While this might look slightly different than the graduation you envision when you first walk through your institution's doors, whether virtually or in person, I am happy that you are able to be together for this celebration that marks a significant milestone in your educational journey. I know that when you started your studies, you couldn't have imagined that a global pandemic would force your campus or work to abruptly close, forcing you from a campus that has become your home for many of you, or a job that was essential to your quality of life. You couldn't imagine reopening with masks, physical distancing, and diverse online learning modalities. Yet, you overcame many obstacles, challenges, and hurdles during an unprecedented time in the history of the country. Through this difficult time, you have grown both personally and professionally. You adapted quickly to a completely new way of life and learning, and you put in the hard work necessary to complete your degree. You persisted through two of the most difficult academic years in recent memory, and you're stronger because of it. And while this may look different than what you imagined, what you have achieved is even more special because you did it in such difficult times. And in the process, many of you discovered passion that will translate into successful careers. All of you expanded your horizons by challenging yourselves, thinking critically, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, and embracing creativity. I have no doubt that it made you a better educated, more well-rounded version of yourself. You have shown that it is today's students and graduates that are the change agents for the future and the next generation of leaders. So whether today is the beginning of the next step in your academic journey, or you're planning or entering or continuing in the workforce, or if you have other plans entirely, know that you have made the CSCU system and the state of Connecticut, by extension, very, very proud. So congratulations to the class of 2021. I can't wait to see the great things you will accomplish.
Hello, my name is Matt Fleury, and I am honored to serve as the chair of the Connecticut Board of Regents for Higher Education. On behalf of my fellow regents, I am delighted to offer greetings and congratulations to each member of the class of 2021, along with our sincere gratitude to all the parents, families, friends, and others who have supported today's graduates throughout your educational journeys. Of course, this is a unique commencement, and not just because of its altered format, but also because of everything our students have done to get to this point. And your support network has been more important than ever over the past year. Today is a significant milestone in achieving your higher educational goals. And the Board of Regents could not be more proud of your hard-earned success. On behalf of the entire board, we extend to you our heartfelt congratulations, along with our hopes that each of you pursues your dreams, whether through continuing your education, entering the workforce, or something else entirely, with the same dedication and perseverance that brought you to this day of success and celebration. I would also like to give a special recognition to the faculty and staff who helped get you to this point. Their expertise and passion and dedication contributed so much to the quality of your educational experience. So to all CSCU employees, thank you. And to the class of 2021, you are the future of Connecticut, and I offer all of you our sincere congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Gates and Chairman Fleury. Continuing the theme of new traditions at Middlesex Community College, the Commencement Committee invited faculty and staff to nominate students for the distinct honor of representing the class of 2021 in tonight's formal ceremonies. First, it's my pleasure to introduce the class of 2021 student speaker. Riley McConnell was nominated by Janet Klink, Director of Student Activities. Riley has been one of the most active and engaged students I've seen in my 30-plus years in higher education. She has served on the Board of Regents Student Advisory Committee, the MxCC Foundation Board, the CEO Search Committee, the Student Senate, the Honors Program, and our Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. She also participated as a legislative intern at the state capitol. Riley is graduating tonight with a degree in Communication Studies and will attend Eastern Connecticut State University this fall to pursue a bachelor's degree in Communications and Public Relations.
Good evening. On behalf of the graduating class, I'd like to thank all the people who make Middlesex Community College great. To the administration, for the oversight you bring to the school and for making the tough calls when needed. We thank you. To the faculty, who give your all each and every day to provide us with a tremendous education and pushing us to do our best even on the days that we don't want to learn. All the while taking the extra time to build relationships with us that for some will last a lifetime. We thank you. To the staff, who work tirelessly, coordinating our school and events while supporting us and the faculty, we thank you. To the Middlesex Maintenance and Security, who keep our campus running efficiently and create a safe place for us to come and learn every day, we thank you. I come before you tonight as the class of 2021 student speaker. I'll be honest, when I found out that I was given this opportunity, I cried. Now, I'm not sure if that means much because I cry over just about everything, but I genuinely was so excited to speak about a school that I love so much. However, that quickly faded when I realized that I actually had to write a speech. I wrestled with what I should say for days. I wanted it to be perfect. And that's when I knew. Why did I want it to be perfect? Why did it matter so much to me if it wasn't? If there's anything that I learned through college, it's that no one really knows what they're doing. Even our professors, administration, and people who we think have it all together have grappled with this idea of knowing absolutely nothing. And that's okay, because neither triumphs nor disasters last forever. So with this, I decided that I'm going to give you 5 lessons I have learned in my time at Middlesex, because I believe a lesson learned should be a lesson shared. Lesson number 1, be okay with not being perfect. As mentioned before, no one knows what they're doing, and certainly no one is perfect. Don't let yourself be the exception. Besides, no one ever writes a biography about someone with a perfect life. As my dad would say, that wouldn't sell. Lesson number 2, don't be afraid of fear. Actress Helen Mirren once said these words, and by this I think she meant don't let fear rule you. Now, sometimes it's wise to be afraid, like when you're about to dive into a pool with not enough water. But when we are challenged by other fears, like being good enough or smart enough, or wondering if we will fail, throw caution to the wind, look fear in its face, and barge forward. Those are the people that get biographies written about them. Lesson number 3, treat people just like people. Every single person, whether they have dominion over your life or not, deserves equal respect and generosity. If everyone followed this simple lesson, the world would be a whole lot better. Because you never know what someone is going through behind closed doors. So be kind, always. Lesson number 4, working hard is good, but it should not be done for the sole purpose of a goal and at the expense of relationships with others. Because while money may return, your time and relationships won't. Live a life in which one day you will have no regrets. And lastly, lesson number 5. Just because we are young does not mean we can't make a difference. Now I will say, sometimes I understand the frustration of older generations, because their hardships and hard work are rewarded by a generation that rejects everything they stand for. But I don't think we are wrong. Because you see, young people carry within them the energy and idealism that will regenerate human life on this planet. We are a generation of game changers. We are empathetic and radical and brave and young. The world needs us. But with this, please remember that we are all in this together. And when there is no more room at the table, get more chairs. So, as I end this speech, I wonder if it was everything I wanted it to be. But as I have learned, it doesn't have to be, and I don't really care if it's not. Because this is only a tiny fraction of my journey. And if it's not perfect, time will continue, and the earth will not implode, and no one will know. And to me, that's comforting. And I hope that's comforting to you as you also navigate your next step. Whether it be at a university or in the workforce or whatever path you venture, I leave you with this. In all that you do, be imperfect and brave and empathetic and diligent and radical. Because right now, in 2021, we have the ability to be all 5. Thank you.
Thank you, Riley. Next, I'm delighted to introduce the class of 2021 student poet. Tasha Gawkowski was nominated by Christine Ruggiero, Professor and Discipline Coordinator of English. From an early age, Tasha had a passion for reading and writing. Several of her poems have been published, and she hopes to eventually publish a novel. She has spent the last 4 years majoring in English at MxCC, taking classes part-time at night and online while working full-time in global supply chain and data management. Tasha is the recipient of the 2021 Academic Excellence Award for English Studies. She plans to attend Central Connecticut State University to pursue a bachelor's degree in English.
I'm Tasha Gawkowski, and this is my poem, You Deserve This. You deserve this. What is the bare minimum that a life deserves? What are we owed for our existence when we didn't ask to exist? Food, clean water, shelter, bodily autonomy, medical care, happiness, kindness? What is the bare minimum needed to survive in a life we didn't ask for, a world we didn't damage, a country whose growth we didn't stunt, where kindness is free, but some find it too taxing, and happiness is a luxury that few can afford? We're told that we aren't entitled to the basic necessities of life. Some of us are born lucky, inheriting comfort and privilege like hair color, while others work their entire lives to survive without the bare minimum. Know your worth, that you deserve more than the bare minimum, and through your frustration and exhaustion, you've worked for this moment. No one can take away the credit you give yourself. On the bad days, as much as the good, remember what you are capable of, what a life can accomplish despite the odds. Whether it's the last step before you reach your goal, or just the next step down your path, be proud of yourself for taking it and going after what you deserve.
Good evening, class of 2021 graduates. What a year it has been for all of you. I am Dr. Sharale Mathis, Dean of Academic and Student Affairs. It is my honor to be here to celebrate this amazing accomplishment with you, your family and friends, along with the Middlesex community. It was great to see so many of you at the cap and gown celebration we had over the past 3 days. The college wanted to make sure we were able to find a way to mark this momentous milestone in your lives. Our original plan was to do an in-person commencement, but due to scheduling conflicts and pandemic guidelines that were in place during planning, we were not able to do so. So we thought, how can we still make this commencement student-focused? And then we decided to embark on a new tradition of having a student voice on how your celebration would look. You helped decide the cap and gown celebration, commencement speaker, theme music, Don't Stop Believing, played during cap and gown celebration, and many other details involved in getting us to today, your commencement. Thank you for choosing Middlesex to be your guiding light along your path. We are honored by your choice. As part of tonight's ceremony, you will meet several students who are among the highest academic achievers in the class of 2021. It's the tradition at many colleges, including Middlesex, to recognize one graduate each year as the class valedictorian. The valedictorian is the graduate with the highest grade point average and who has earned at least half of their credits here at Middlesex. In case of a tie, this honor is bestowed upon the student with the greatest number of credits earned at Middlesex and who does not yet have a college degree. Therefore, it is my privilege to introduce Louis Beauchamp as the valedictorian of the class of 2021. Louis is graduating with an Associate's in Arts degree in Political Science, maintaining a perfect 4.0 GPA. He is in the CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree Program, where he will continue his educational journey at Central Connecticut State University. Louis is an exceptional and determined student who was dedicated to his studies with the aspiration to become a lawyer. He is the epitome of a Middlesex student, utilizing all the resources available to him for his success. During his time here at Middlesex, he was a member of PTK, 2-year National Honor Society, Student Senate, a legislative intern for State Representative Edwin Vargas, Middlesex representative on the Board of Regents Student Advisory Committee, student ambassador, and did I mention he also tutored in the Academic Support Center? Please join me in congratulating Lewis as Middlesex's Class of 2021 Valedictorian. At this time, I would like to present the awards for academic excellence. These awards are bestowed upon graduates who have earned a perfect 4.0 grade point average in an associate's degree program and who have completed at least half of their course requirements at Middlesex Community College. The recipients of the awards for academic excellence are Louis Beauchamp, CSCU Transfer Pathway Degree, Political Science, AA. Thomas Leskowski, CSCU Transfer Pathway Degree, Psychology Studies, AA. Kendall Ortiz, Business Administration, AS Degree. Matthew Ryan, Computer Information Technology, AS Degree. Brian Schramm, Radiologic Technology, AS Degree.
Thank you, Dean Mathis. Next, to present the Pritchett-Taylor Scholarships is Ms. Kim Hogan, Dean of Administration.
The Pritchett-Taylor Scholarship Award, established by Mary L. Pritchett and Edith Taylor, is given to the graduating students with the highest cumulative quality point average who have learned at least 30 credits here at Middlesex Community College and who have attended full-time for at least 2 semesters. This year we have 2 recipients. We have heard about our first recipient already tonight. Please join me in congratulating Louis Beauchamp. Louis, you have excelled during your time here at Middlesex, and it is a pleasure to award you the Pritchett-Taylor Scholarship Award. Congratulations on the other awards you have received this evening. Our second recipient is Thomas Leskowski. Majoring in psychology studies, Thomas ultimately desires to go into pastoral ministry. When describing himself, Tom says his purpose on this planet is to improve the lives of others in whatever means possible. He strives to have empathy and unconditional support for others in all situations, and the connection with people is what keeps him motivated. Tom credits his academic success to being homeschooled, having been given the opportunity to learn at his own pace. His interests include playing the violin and the piano. Thomas is enrolled in the honors program here at Middlesex and is a member of Phi Theta Kappa. Thomas, it is my honor to present you with the Pritchett-Taylor Scholarship Award. Congratulations to you, and congratulations to all of our class of 2021 graduates. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Hogan. State Representative Quentin Q. Phipps is a lifelong resident of Middletown. He represents the 100th District, which includes the Downtown, North End, South Fire District, Wesleyan Hills, and Wesleyan University areas. Quentin takes great pride in championing equitable solutions for all. He's the first African American to represent the city of Middletown in the Connecticut General Assembly. Q graduated from the Middletown Public Schools. He earned a bachelor's in business administration from Bryant University and a master's of public administration from Villanova University. Quentin is the Director of Advocacy and Policy for Excellence Community Schools. He's also the co-founder and co-director of Equity CT, a nonprofit dedicated to creating learning opportunities, building actionable understanding of equity, and consciously dismantling systemic inequity through action and civic engagement. Quentin takes great pride in his involvement with numerous charitable and service organizations. His board memberships have included the Oddfellows Playhouse Youth Theater, Middlesex United Way, Middletown Racial Justice Coalition, and Middlesex Substance Abuse Action Council. He's also been an active member in the Cross Street Zion AME Church, Middletown Young Democrats, the Community Foundation of Middlesex County's Live Local, Give Local 365 Fund, and the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce Young Professionals Alliance. His many accomplishments and accolades can be found on the college's commencement website, but most importantly, we're delighted that he accepted our invitation to deliver the commencement address to the class of 2021. Please join me in welcoming State Representative Quentin Q. Phipps.
Thanks. Thank you, Doctor. So good evening, everyone. And usually, as I said, as a proud member of CrossStreet, if we were all together, I would say good evening again. I would want to make sure that we are all together in the spirit, in the room, and making sure that we are all engaged and listening to one another. And I thank you, and I appreciate you, because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and I truly, truly appreciate that. I couldn't begin without thanking several people, because you can't do this work without being humble and having humility and just being thankful and appreciative of all that helped you get there. So the first person I would like to thank is my mom, Queen Williams. I usually call her Mommy. I drove past my old neighborhood, which is right around the corner from this very college right here. And if there was anyone that believed in me and believed in her son, and that we were going to do something great together, was my mom. So I really would love to just thank her for everything that she has given me and imparted on me, and just would like to say that we made it. I would like to thank, I call her the doctor, but my wife, Carissa, who, once again, has always supported me in my dreams, and I just truly, truly appreciate her for getting on the boat that one day, and we've been moving forward ever since. I would like to thank this great city of Middletown, my hometown. As you can see, my face lights up with joy when I think about how much this village has invested in me to make sure that I can live my dream. So I want to thank our entire community of Middletown. And it goes without saying, I would like to thank the community of Middlesex Community College for inviting me to be a speaker. If you would have told me even just a year ago, or as I grew up, I said, as a resident of Woodbury Circle, and riding my bike to Tommy's Pizza or China City or Hollywood Video, that would be a commencement speaker one day, I would have told you were crazy, but here I am. So I would like to thank everyone at Middlesex, and in particular for this wonderful act. COVID has changed all of our lives in many ways, and has created tons of hardships, but in particular, as we all are online right now for this graduation. I missed my graduation too last year because of COVID, but I have my fancy Villanova robe and hood because of the great gesture that they did. So I would just want to say truly, truly, truly how just humble and appreciative I am of this great college and what it has done, not just for the greater Middlesex community, and not what it has just done for my family. I have 2 siblings that have graduated from here. But this small act of giving me an opportunity to have my graduation is truly appreciated. So I thank you, Doctor, and thank you, Corey. It's interesting being asked to do a commencement speech. In many ways, when I got asked, I said I lit up because it was just such an honor. And the interesting thing about this is that it's a pinnacle of achievement, being asked to give some imparting words and say something brilliant, right? But one thing that I've definitely realized is that many of you probably will not remember this in maybe a few minutes or a few weeks, and definitely not in a few years. I think there's probably folks right now that are going to probably go tell their friends that Councilman Ed Ford gave the best speech ever at a commencement, and don't even realize that I'm not Ed Ford. Even when I think about my own commencement speaker, I would love to just remember who he was and what he said. But to be frank, I really don't remember. But I do still thank you all for giving me this opportunity, and just ask that you go on this journey with me just for a quick moment. And I would encourage you all and ask you to think about this idea of failure. And I would encourage you and prompt you to strive to fail. Let me say that again. I want to encourage you. I want to reward you to strive to fail. As that great introduction was, it talks about the achievements, it talks about the things that we were able to accomplish together as a community, but it doesn't talk about the numerous failures and attempts that it took to get there. To be frank, I've lost way more elections than I've won. I failed more occupations than I've been successful at. When I first applied to grad school at Villanova, I didn't get in right away. I got in conditionally. So I called to challenge that, and they said that what my GPA was. And I was like, that's not my GPA. It was so low I didn't even believe that was actually my GPA at Bryan University. I don't want to say that was a failure, but it definitely left a room for opportunity. I failed my first attempt at getting a master's. I didn't finish my MBA. I only have a 40% of an MBA, but I have my full MPF from Villanova. My greatest achievement in band was being third trumpet second chair. I think for all the musical folks out there, they didn't even realize there was a third trumpet, and they definitely didn't think there was a third trumpet second chair. My moment where I was the absolute fastest, I love track, I love weightlifting, but I was a track runner in high school, the fastest I've ever ran in my life. I was 29th in the state. 29th, and still very, very proud of that achievement. But the fact of the matter is that in all those chances of being able to do better, to dream better, to work harder, that's what continues to drive all of our success. And I would even argue that our community loves a comeback story. They love to see the underdog do better, beat the giant, beat the incredible odds. Our country, our community thrives on that idea of being able to, starting from the bottom, and now you can be here. We relish that idea. In some ways, I would even argue that some of our systemic inequities that we have, whether it's in housing, in education, in food security, in healthcare or lack thereof, in mental health care, and the lack of ability to get the things that we need in order to thrive, to survive, to do better, to be great. Our country, in many ways, purposefully doesn't allow for all of us to have what we need. But that inequity, why wrong, and why we all will fight continually to make sure that inequity does not exist one day, it only makes our story stronger. It only makes us dream larger. It only makes us fight harder, because we know what we have to do in order to be better, in order to do better, to be there for one another. So that's the system inequity that we will continue to fight. And I do believe that the students at this very school are at the forefront of the work in knocking away and destroying the inequities that we all know to exist. So I think it's time to define what failure is. And I think what failure is at this very moment, as we are overcoming a global pandemic and a racial crisis, an economic downturn that I said that ravaged many of us, where I said an unemployment rate that was super high. What is failure when we are navigating that kind of fight, that kind of obstacle, that kind of challenge? I think failure is giving up. I think failure is not trying at all. I think failure is having an ego which doesn't allow you to ask for assistance or for help. I think failure is not bringing someone with you as you know there is opportunity to grow and to develop and to lead, to not say, hey, this is good over here, come with me, join me. That is failure. That is failure. And I know many of us are taking an unconventional path, a non-traditional path. I think about the class of 21, and I think about the single mom that had to figure out childcare in order to take that healthcare class or that math class. I think about the student that started. I think we said that the graduate was 63 years old, and was going to go back and finish this dream. I think about those of us, I said, that are neuroatypical, that may need a little bit additional help in the classroom because of ADHD or dyslexia or the many other challenges that can come with learning disorders. I think about those with lack of resources. So when your car is not working and you have to figure out how to get to class on time, it's a lot harder, and you just can't run the credit card or take the money out of your savings account because it doesn't exist. I think about those students. I think about us. I think about our own experience. And I want us to remember how hard that was, but it makes our story stronger. And this is why I salute you all. I salute you because without failure, there is no progress. Without strife, there is no hope. And you have found that progress, you have found that success, and there's more to come. There is more to come. So I encourage you all to take this moment. Just stick out your chest, lift your head up high. Smile. Brighten up your day, brighten up someone else's day. And just say, yes, we did it. I say it again. You lift your chest up, your head high. You say, yes, we did it. And remember that success comes not just with your hard work, but with a community that is going to lead with you, work with you, that's going to encourage you and is going to celebrate your wins also. There's no I in a community such as this. There is only we. So I just encourage you, and who are the yous that we're talking about, especially here at Middlesex? I encourage our new radiology techs and our future nurses, our educators, those that are doing our pre-K students, those that are doing our dietitians. Over 70 plus programs, and I think it was another additional 20 certificates here at this very institution. I say congratulations. I say I recognize you, I see your hard work. Congratulations, big ups, and Godspeed. Thank you.
Thank you, State Representative Quentin Q. Phipps. Thank you very much for the honor of gracing us with your words here today as our commencement speaker. Our next two presentations recognize the distinguished careers of MxCC family members who have served this college and our students for a combined total of over 50 years. Presenting Emeritus Status recognitions are Dr. Donna Bontatibus, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, followed by Dr. Sara Hanson, Associate Dean of Student Affairs.
Emeritus status is a special recognition granted to retiring employees who have been at the college for at least 15 years and who, during the course of their career, have distinguished themselves in providing exemplary service. I am Donna Bontatibus, Interim Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, and on behalf of our college, I am proud to recognize an extraordinary faculty member and colleague. With over 28 years at Middlesex Community College, Professor Frost is being celebrated for her distinguished service and outstanding contributions. To all who know her, Professor Frost has been a dedicated instructor of mathematics. Her stellar teaching and knowledge of learning has helped thousands of students become successful in math. Because of her dedication, Professor Frost has served as a role model and mentor to other instructors. While her teaching has always been a priority, Professor Frost has done excellent work outside the classroom as well. This includes her many leadership roles, especially as department chair and discipline coordinator, though her leadership did not stop there. She has represented Middlesex Community College on statewide committees and within our community. For all that she has done for her discipline, her department, and most importantly, her students, Professor Frost has helped shape the very educational landscape of Middlesex Community College with her commitment to student success. Professor Frost, it is my honor to confer upon you the status of Professor Emerita at Middlesex Community College. Would you please step forward? Congratulations, and thank you for your service.
Hello, my name is Sara Hanson, and I am the Associate Dean of Student Affairs here at MxCC. I am grateful to be the one presenting Judy today with the distinct honor of Student Services Professional Emeritus Status. I have had the pleasure of working with Judy since 2017, but Judy became part of the MxCC family long before that. Judy retired in summer of 2020 after 25 years of service to Middlesex Community College. During that time, she held multiple roles, some of them concurrently. They include the Brownfields Grant Coordinator, Job Placement Assistant, Coordinator of Student Activities and Admissions Process, Math Academy Coordinator in partnership with the Middletown Public Schools, Student Activities Director, Director of the College Learning Center, new student orientation coordinator, and since June of 2014, the retention specialist. Just prior to her retirement, she left an enduring legacy to the college and its students by writing and producing a library of multimedia materials designed to support new students in their transition to college and in their journey through higher education. One of the things most recognized and valued about Judy from her colleagues was her tireless dedication to her students. She consistently went above and beyond for every student she met, and honestly cared deeply about their success and their educational journey. On a personal level, Judy's work in the student services world motivated me to move from academic affairs to student services, and the lessons she taught me are things I call upon every day. The work that she did will not be forgotten, and the college is grateful to her for building such a strong and lasting foundation for what is to come. Congratulations on this honor, as it is truly well-deserved. Please come forward. Congratulations.
Sara, thank you very much.
Yes.
Good evening, class of 2021 graduates. What a year it has been for all of you. I am Dr. Sharale Mathis, Dean of Academic and Student Affairs. It is my honor to be here to celebrate this amazing accomplishment with you, your family and friends, along with the Middlesex community. It was great to see so many of you at the cap and gown celebration we had over the past 3 days. The college wanted to make sure we were able to find a way to mark this momentous milestone in your lives. Our original plan was to do an in-person commencement, but due to scheduling conflicts and pandemic guidelines that were in place during planning, we were not able to do so. So we thought, how can we still make this commencement student-focused? And then we decided to embark on a new tradition of having a student voice on how your celebration would look. You helped decide the cap and gown celebration, commencement speaker, theme music, Don't Stop Believing, played during cap and gown celebration, and many other details involved in getting us to today, your commencement. Thank you for choosing Middlesex to be your guiding light along your path. We are honored by your choice. As part of tonight's ceremony, you will meet several students who are among the highest academic achievers in the class of 2021. It's the tradition at many colleges, including Middlesex, to recognize one graduate each year as the class valedictorian. The valedictorian is the graduate with the highest grade point average and who has earned at least half of their credits here at Middlesex. In case of a tie, this honor is bestowed upon the student with the greatest number of credits earned at Middlesex and who does not yet have a college degree. Therefore, it is my privilege to introduce Louis Beauchamp as the valedictorian of the class of 2021. Louis is graduating with an Associate's in Arts degree in Political Science, maintaining a perfect 4.0 GPA. He is in the CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree Program, where he will continue his educational journey at Central Connecticut State University. Louis is an exceptional and determined student who was dedicated to his studies with the aspiration to become a lawyer. He is the epitome of a Middlesex student, utilizing all the resources available to him for his success. During his time here at Middlesex, he was a member of PTK, 2-year National Honor Society, Student Senate, a legislative intern for State Representative Edwin Vargas, Middlesex representative on the Board of Regents Student Advisory Committee, student ambassador, and did I mention he also tutored in the Academic Support Center? Please join me in congratulating Louis as Middlesex's class of 2021 Valedictorian. At this time, I would like to present the awards for academic excellence. These awards are bestowed on certificates. These candidates have completed all the requirements for their degrees and certificates as prescribed by the Board of Regents of the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities and have been recommended by the faculty of Middlesex Community College.
Graduates receiving a degree in CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree Biology Studies: Peter C. Bordeaux, Nadia E. Ingersoll, Miranda Ling Murphy, Katie E. Soraka, Sandra Valerio, Adam J. Wisaki. Graduates receiving a degree in CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree Business Studies: Gianna Abatello, Nicholas Ryan Bowler, Sean Homa Kalateta, Patrick M. Dandino, Sabrina M. Fontaine, Tyler E. Leclerc, Patrick J. Lynch, Louis Raffoni, Michael J. Roma, Jabril W. Vega, Nicholas William Fox Zira. Graduates receiving a degree in CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree Chemistry Studies: Rachel A. Christianna, Sean G. Gosselin.
Graduates receiving a degree in the CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree Program Communication Studies: Riley Pepper McConnell, Seamus C. Noel, Michael J. Scanlon IV, Clancy Sussy, Alexander C. Young.
Graduate receiving a degree in CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree Computer Science Studies: Noah Palo.
Graduates receiving degrees in the CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree Criminology Studies: George H. Auger, Christopher P. Ciscato, Caitlin A. Diaz, Kayla L. Elliott, Michaela Fahrenkoff, Hannah Frazier, Caden Fugio, Stevie N. Heath, Noah J. Marks, Jamie McInerney, Desiree Justine Owens, Samantha R. Powers, Alanis N. Riviera Irizarry, Pedro Rodriguez Jr., Alexander Staminkovic, Luke A. Timmons, Yashira Torres, Corey Joe Voto, Cordell D. Wilkes.
Graduates receiving a degree in CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree Economics Studies: Christopher Rogers.
Graduates receiving degrees in CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree English Studies: Tasha Gawkowski, Meredith Korn.
Graduates receiving degrees in CSCU Pathway transfer degree in History Studies are Aaron Corcoran, Garrett Indich, Taylor Ray Veal.
Graduates receiving a degree in CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree Mathematics Studies: Oliver J. Philhaber, Alexander M. Foster.
Graduates receiving a degree in CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree Political Science Studies: Louis Daniel Beauchamp, Marisol Garcia.
Graduates receiving degrees in CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree Psychology Studies: Silvana Burno, John Capizone, Gracie Ray Chapman, Madison Clark, Elvon Coleman, Michaela Fahrenkopp, Raylene Hastings, Rihanna Hastings, Thomas Laskowski, Michael F. Malley, Bethany Claire Rossio, Alanis N. Rivera Irizarry, Raven Alexis Santello, Nicole Sweet, Carly M. Tanner Clark, Vincent D. Warren. Graduates receiving degrees in CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree Social Work Studies: Taylor Bergeron, Nicole L. Petrick, Gary S. Lambert, Sarah J. Makowicki, Sarah J. Makowicki, Eliana Ortiz, Sarah Sims, Danielle Marie Whalen. Graduates receiving degrees in CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree Sociology Studies: Wesley D. Bostic, Erica L. Kelly Dufresne, Kerry Notzel.
Graduate receiving a degree in the CSCU Pathway Transfer Degree Theater Studies: Nicholas M. Francesco.
Graduates receiving degrees in fine arts are Kendra Gabord and Kristen Sally. Graduates receiving degrees in fine arts, graphic design are Zachary Cole and Jordan Montolio Torres.
Graduates receiving a degree in liberal arts and science: Nicole Marie Alvarado, Eva LaRue Michelle Barber, Kira Bickmore, Shayna R. Bisnoff, Andrea Bonamico, Luis Calderon Correa, Michaela Crandall, Nikki D. Crawford, Molly P. Kuseks, Adam Gomez, Christopher Guzman Torres, Megan Riley Hampton, John R. Howell, Portia Eileen Kessel, Graciela Longo, Brooke Ann Marino, Catherine Mary Orsini, Ethan J. Phoenix, Rachel Ann Quarello, Yanika L. Robinson, Eve Vasso.
Graduates receiving an Associates of Science degree in Digital Media Production are Allison Lee Buckley, Jared E. Christoph, Stephanie Carey Finaldi, Joseph J. Gugletti, Olivia Kalentek, Robert S. Koicht, Vanessa Lesmus, Matthew Mancini, Jamie Matos, Emily Miner, Shayla M. Patterson, Jaden M. Rogers, Abdul H. Samed, Kurt M. Scammahorn, Connor Smith, Hannah St. Jean, Benjamin Stakunas, Jonathan Rocco Samico, Alex Turner, Kion Wilson, and Evan Wimmer.
Graduates receiving a degree in accounting: Jonathan H. Boglin, Leonel Cervantes Gonzalez, Joshua K. Delgado, Nang T. Duong, Betsy Keys Fisher, Emily Howard, Melanie Jane Huggins, Miguel X. Horado, Magdalena Anna Cuna, Cecilia McCarthy Reed, Dare Park. Graduate receiving a degree in biotechnology: Leah Marie Scapetto. Graduates receiving a degree in business administration: Jonathan H. Boglin, Keana Alexis Bonsu, Rachel Ann Briggs, Ambreen Bukhari, Heather Ashley Catalano, Edgardo Tomas Contreras, Kristen Nicole Gleason, Derek Ives, Shohag Khandaker, Kelly M. Morley, Kendall Ortiz, Tony Perez Silva, Jesse Piro, Justin W. Rowan, Reshma Atker Shaila, Alan Smith, Jennifer L. Sobolewski, Megan Michelle White.
Graduates receiving a degree in Computer Information Technology are Joseph Duchesne, Nan T. Duong, Tyler Fürst, Evan Hayston, Robert K. Johnson Jr., Benjamin M. Paquette, Matthew Ryan, Luke Toth, Diego Viola Pena, David Wolak.
Graduates receiving degrees in criminal justice: Joshua Michael Benoit, Abigail L. Sest, Jasmine A. Coleman, Janelle DeCrease, Allison Desrosier, Aeneas Garcia, Jeffrey Grum, Charlie Jones, Sherry A. Moran, Katerin M. Oranella Caraballo, Emma Pascal, Hunter R. Pirelli, Artur Stamankovic, Nicholas Stamankovic, Yvonne Ridovan Isluka, Corey Joe Voto, Christian A. Yelling.
Graduates receiving a degree in early childhood education: Christina Albraccio, Amanda K. Bevington, Ya Hong Sen, Valerie A. Fialkov, Maria Ann Franco, Serena M. Garcia, Roxana Canum, Kaylee Alexis LaPierre, Melanie Mario, Ida Ortiz, Stephanie Marie Ortiz, Samiye Surma Salman, Danielle Rose Sansu, Nilufar Yasmin.
Graduates receiving a degree in engineering science are Georgianne I. Agles, Christopher Clayton Curry, Alexander M. Foster, Brittany M. Godfrey, Sean G. Goslin, Andrew Jones, Connor D. Mohan, Zachariah Sanchez, Justin Anthony Wilson. Graduates receiving a degree in environmental science are Eric L. Galvin, Joshua D. Schilling, David H. Tacey, Michelle Wachowski, Adam J. Wysocki.
And the graduates receiving an Associate of Science in General Studies: Matthew Abraham, Christian Anthony Amenta, Alyssa Elaine Andrews, Sean Moses Arellano, Cameron Biro, Robert Charles Bosco, Jason Ian Cassiano, Rebecca Mary Collins, Victoria May Collin, Taylor A. Copeland, Michael William Cronenberg, Austin K. DeJoseph, Jennifer Leigh DeMatteo, Delia S. Di Pietro,
Rick Y. Felix, Eden Elise Figueroa, Victoria Eloise Foote, Nathan M. Fulham, Marisol Garcia, Angela J. Grachin, Jameson Hellman, Ashley Howard, Rebecca Elizabeth Jimenez, Renan A. Klein, John Riley Leavenworth, Nikki M. Linares, Alyssa B. Lionto, Katrina Grace Little, Daquan M. Long,
Luis Michael Lorenzo, Jacob H. Moss, Laura Grace Moss, Alexis McNeil, Remy Sancha Kalahuopeli Maxwell, Donovan McCaleb, Alyssa Rose Maluski, Adam Nizich, Heidi Ocasio, Alexandra Padilla, Reed Santina Pizonia, Sara E. Povani, Tayana L. Potenza,
Anthony Perron Proyan, Gabrielle Raffon, Jalissa J. Rivera, Wafa Sahid, Tremaine Sanders, Maria Teresa Santoro, Katie E. Saraka, Miranda L. Skina, John H. Setzer, Asia Nye Stevens, Grace Strilaci, Tanner Sutton, Alyssa Torres, Megan Michelle White, Sierra Nigea Young.
Graduates receiving an Associate of Science degree in Health Information Management: Mahalakshmi Babu, Elsili Duchmaza, Sharon Hossein, Alexander Conrad Cotradi, Ilda Maraca, Kathy Ann Spinato Grant, Karen J. Valentin.
Graduates receiving an Associate of Science degree in Human Services: Carmen Acevedo, Morgan Felciano, Kimberly Howley, Olivia Ann Lespierre, Jessica R. Mohan, Maritza Marie Pascarelli, Patricia Privy, Mary E. Rivers, Zachary Stublarek, Angelica Vasquez.
Graduates receiving an Associate of Science degree in Management Information Systems: Eva Golubowski, Michelle Marie Mills-Gliegel.
Graduates receiving an Associate of Science degree in Ophthalmic Design and Dispensing are Marissa Drivdahl, Victoria Ann Gentile, Andrea P. Hammond, Ali L. Mijet, Ruth M. Munoz, Katrina L. Porter, Emra Rakopowski, Morgan E. Sheehan, Paige K. Sumlin.
Graduates receiving an Associate of Science degree in Radiologic Technology are Angelica M. Amoro, Emma P. Belcourt, Victoria Christine Jane Brunette, LaShawn Butler, Aline M. Dubrowski, Raina A. Ferguson, Alexandra Marie Galuba, Tessa Haley, Christopher Gage Hotchkiss, Destiny Kennedy, Patricia Kisga, Afgar Mubarak, Kayla Lee Nowak, Leslie W. Fanoff, Gwyneth Rose Patel, Andrew Renahan, Brian T. Schramm, Diana Setter, Lisa Marie Tipton, Corrine Rachel Yasovac, and Andrew Robert Zajac.
Graduates receiving an Associate of Science degree in Technology Studies, Computer Engineering Technology are Justin Men, Jeremy Sepulveda. Graduates receiving an Associate of Science degree in Technology Studies, Manufacturing Machine Technology are Jordan Douglas Dole, Elizabeth Herrera Moag.
Graduates receiving an Associate of Science degree in Veterinary Technology are Aaron E. Berry, Haley Esposito, Sarah Fillion, Phaedra J. Flanagan, Julie M. Fredrickson, Catherine Hughes, Hannah K. Macris, Maggie Elizabeth McQuaid, Heather D. Wu, Elise C. Page, Kayla M. Pelletier, Janitza Pena, Amber Jean Robinson, Destiny Santos, Courtney Stroud, Jean M. Bossler, Haley K. White, Caitlin B. Wood, Lori Zelman.
Student receiving a certificate in accounting assistant is Jasmine I. Bennett.
Students receiving a certificate in audio and music production are Brandon E. Johnson, John Riley Leavenworth, Seamus C. Knoll, Kurt M. Scamahorn, Clancy Susi.
The student receiving a certificate in biotechnology is Kara R. Lasciavo.
The student receiving a certificate in communications networking is David Rolak.
Students receiving a certificate in computed tomography are David Thomas Allen, Kristen K. Boyles, Lindsay Dubitsky, Sharon E. Harris, Caitlin Kopp, and Nee Simpson.
Students receiving a certificate in corporate media production are Emily E. Minor and Hannah St. Jean. The student receiving a certificate in digital marketing is Hannah St. Jean.
Students receiving a certificate in early childhood education are the following: Maria Ian Franco, Alexander L. Labella, Kayla LaPierre, Melanie Mario, Stephanie Marie Ortiz, Danielle Rose Sanso, Kelsey Lee Shipman.
Students receiving a certificate in film and video production are Stephanie Carey Finaldi, Olivia Kellentek, Vanessa Lesmus, Jamie R. Matos, Emily E. Minor, Abdul H. Samed, Connor Smith, Benjamin Stakunas, Alex Turner, Kyone Wilson, and Evan Wimmer.
Students receiving a certificate in health information management: Winter Darling Farnsworth, Sarah Gibbs, Melissa Ann Mazgulski, Erica L. Porteous, Matthew Shelton, Kathy Spinato Grant.
Students receiving a certificate in magnetic resonance imaging are Madison V. Anino, Carol Capon Carger, Ryan McKeon, Shokri Safar, Jacques C. Vasquez, and Sarah A. Zajac. Students receiving a certificate in mammography are Emily A. Austin, Amy M. Burgess, Kelly L. High, Rita L. Lawrenson, Erin E. McMorrin, and Sarah Paracino.
Students receiving a certificate in manufacturing machine technology are Jordan Douglas Dole, Jonathan Haydu, Jordan M. Torla.
The student receiving a certificate in multimedia is Robert S. Koich III. The student receiving a certificate in multimedia web design and development is Jared E. Christoph. Students receiving a certificate in news and sports production are Allison Lee Buckley, Matthew Mancini, Jaden M. Rogers, and Jonathan Rocco Samico.
Students receiving a certificate in therapeutic recreation are the following: Jennifer A. Carraro, Olivia Ian Lespierre, Denise Marguerite Turner, Angelica Vasquez.
Okay, I know we're doing this virtually, but if you are a member of the class of 2021, would you please stand as you are able? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents for Higher Education and the State of Connecticut, I hereby declare the Associate in Arts degrees, the Associate in Science degrees, the Associate in Applied Science degrees, and the certificates conferred, all with the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Graduates, please move your tassels from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Middlesex Community College Class of 2021. Middlesex Community College first opened its doors in the year 1966. Its new president, Philip Wheaton, challenged the first group of faculty and staff as follows: try to create an environment where students not only learn to make a better living, but a place which will help them make a better world. Graduates, I charge you to heed President Wheaton's challenge. Take what you've learned at Middlesex to earn a living, to improve your lives, and to make our community a better place for all. Do it with a commitment to justice and with what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. called a fierce sense of urgency. And finally, to the class of 2021, I charge you to use all you have learned during your time at Middlesex to speak for those who have no voice, to fight for those who are too broken and exhausted to fight for themselves, to stand with those who protest injustice, inequality, and inequity, to exercise your rights to free speech, and use your power to vote. Use your talents to make our communities better places for everyone. Thank you for choosing Middlesex Community College, your future. This college is your alma mater, and you will be our alumni and members of the MxCC family forever. The 54th commencement exercises of Middlesex Community College are hereby adjourned. Thank you and good evening.